Welcome to the Unleash Your Power podcast. I'm your host, Anastasia Jones, creativity mentor, author, and limiting belief gladiator. My purpose is to help you transcend fear, take bold, aligned action, and co-create the life and business of your wildest dreams. The world needs your art now more than ever. And if you're ready to embody the creative force within you, then you're in the right place. Now is the time to make your mark. Now is the time to unleash your power. Welcome back, my family. I'm so happy you're here. I'm happy you're back for another week at the Unleash Your Power podcast. I'm your host, Anastasia, and today, boy, do I have a fire episode for you. This episode is like everything you need to know about freebies. Now, whether you are brand spanking new to personal branding or coaching, maybe you've had a personal brand for a while, maybe you've created freebies before, I promise you, you are going to want to listen to this entire episode, and you're going to want to take notes, and you're going to want to send it to a friend and really hook a friend up, because I am telling you every single secret I know that I could think of about freebies. Now, this is stuff that you're not going to hear everywhere else. This is based on my expertise as a personal brand coach since 2015, when I started my very first blog. This is like all of the information I find most valuable about freebies that people need to know and often totally miss the mark on. So I put it all in one episode for you. And listen, I'm going to talk fast during this episode because we've got a lot of things to cover. So go ahead and just save it at this point. Just press the little bookmark button. You're going to want to come back to this, and you're going to want to kind of dive deeper into it. All right. So if you're listening to this and you're like, what is a freebie anyway? I want to start with my personal definition of what a freebie is. A freebie is a piece of free content that adds immense value and can only be accessed in exchange for personal contact information. So this is what separates a freebie from like an Instagram post that's valuable. A freebie can only be exchanged or accessed in exchange for personal contact information. A freebie is something that is given away for free. And oftentimes it's promotional or it's like a marketing tool. And in the context of coaching, a freebie is a resource, a product or a service that a coach offers to potential or existing clients. And the freebie can be used to attract new clients, to build credibility, establish trust, and demonstrate your expertise and the value you add as a coach and as a business owner. Examples of freebies include ebooks, checklists, templates, webinars, consultations, coaching sessions. So it's just a really effective way to build relationships with clients before they work with you. So some of the goals and some of the benefits of having a freebie include the ability to qualify potential clients. When someone downloads your freebie, the goal is that it automatically proves that they have a pain point, a specific pain point that you solve in your business. This is why it's so important. I preach this from the rooftops to my clients. You want your freebies to be aligned with your services. That is the goal. And if you don't offer a service yet, first of all, let's start there. Let's start with that. Let's create a service. Even if you don't have a client for it yet, you want to have a service that you are going to offer, and then build a freebie that's going to introduce somebody and like qualify that somebody needs the service that you ultimately offer. Another goal or benefit of a freebie is it helps you grow an email list of warm leads. Now, I'm going to break down the 3 leads for you and the difference between cold leads, warm leads, and hot leads. A cold lead is you have no pre-existing relationship with the potential customer. And they have not even expressed that they have a need for the service or product that you provide. That's a cold lead. That's like dropping somebody a message in their DMs when you have never met them, you don't know anything about their service, they don't know you. Cold lead, okay? Then there's warm lead. And a warm lead is when someone has expressed the pain point that you can solve, but they haven't necessarily chosen to do business with you yet. They haven't necessarily said, yes, I'm going to buy this coaching program, or yes, I'm going to buy this service. So that's a warm lead. And that is what your freebie can help you grow. Your warm leads. These are people that have said, yeah, I actually have a problem with the problem that you solve. I have that same pain point, but they haven't quite said, can you help me solve it? Now, a hot lead, they have expressed that they have a need or a pain point that you can solve. And then the lead has expressed an interest in working directly with you. And this is one of the most important parts. They have the authority to make the purchasing decision. They have the authority to make the buying decision from you very soon. So that's the difference between a cold lead, a warm lead, and a hot lead. Freebies are incredible and they should be making you money because they fill your email list with potential buyers, people that have expressed a need that you are an expert in solving. Another benefit or goal is to create a point of connection. You want to build the know, like, trust factor as soon as possible. So creating a freebie is a great way to create a point of connection. They give you their personal contact information, like an email address or a phone number that you can text, and connection is made. Also, it gives an audience a taste of what it's like working with you. Now, this is so important that you create a freebie that gives people a taste of what it's like to work with you. You can create an audio message. You can do a meditation. You could do something that's written. Maybe you love words. Maybe you love writing. And so maybe your freebie includes writing something. Maybe you are a videographer. So maybe your freebie includes clips that people can use, for whatever it might be. But you want to give people a taste of what it's like to work with you. And you want to infuse your personality into the freebie as much as possible. Because then people can catch your vibe. And that's the best way, because then they can decide, do I vibe with this person? Do I like how this person shows up in this freebie? And then 9 times out of 10, they're like, yes. If they download the freebie, your personality is infused into it. It solves their pervasive problem. They're going to be like, let me learn more. Let me figure this out. How can I work with them again? How can I work closer with them? Another goal benefit is that it has to accomplish a quick win for your client. So you want them to download the freebie thinking, oh, I need help solving that exact thing. And then in moments, you want them to get the quick win that you promised them when they downloaded the freebie. So the goal is that it solves a specific problem for them very quickly. So you want to accomplish a quick win for your audience. Another goal of a freebie is that it leads into a higher ticket product or service that you offer. So you want your freebie to work hard for you, right? You want your freebie to actually help people want to work with you again and invest in themselves through your other products and services. That's the goal. Another goal is that if leveraged correctly, your freebie can build on the SEO for your website. SEO, search engine optimization. The short version is Google has all of these little minions that go to your website and they try to figure out if your website is legit. Like if your website is actually helping people and what specific content your website can help people with. So if somebody goes to Google, they're like, I need to learn how to paint my toenails. Google will say, oh, You want to learn how to paint your toenails? My minions know exactly the people who can help you, teach you how to paint your toenails. Minions, go show them the top 5, 10, 15 websites that are on the internet that help people paint their toenails. And the minions say, yes, I know exactly who can help. So search engine optimization helps search engines find your website faster. And so the long-term goal is for everything that you create to contribute to optimizing your websites and help you show up higher and higher on search engines. One thing that helps is keywords, using keyword phrases. Another thing that helps is visitors coming to your site. And so depending on where your freebie is housed, it should be working for you. It should be working for you. I can go deeper into that later, but I use Flowdesk, and I'm going to put the link in the show notes because I have a code that you can use or a link that you can use, and you can save money on Flowdesk, and then I get a kickback too. So happy, it's a win-win. But in Flowdesk, you can put when somebody downloads your freebie, they get an email, and you can put a URL where the freebie is located. This is especially helpful if you don't even have a website yet. You can still create a freebie and start generating warm leads. However, if you have a website, what I like to do is house my freebies on the WordPress side of my website as a file. And when you do that, you get a link to that file that is specific to your website. So it'll be like my website, www.anastasiajones.com / and then a series of letters and numbers, that when you copy it and paste it, it takes people to, technically it's going to show that they're going to your website, but they're actually going to a file housed on your website. Kind of complex, awesome if you want to listen back to that later, but the goal is to help boost SEO as well. So increasing visitors to your website. And okay, let me jump to the next thing. The goal of Freebie is to help you build credibility and authority in an industry and in a specific niche. Ultimately, you want a way to continue the conversation with people. So this is why exchanging personal information is so important. For example, email address, phone number, even mailing address. It doesn't really count if you're exchanging like social media handles, because you don't own that information. You can't do really, if your Instagram account goes down tomorrow, which it could, I mean, we don't own any of these platforms. We don't control anything about them. So don't collect that information as the sole information that you exchange for a freebie. Keep it like email address or phone number, or mailing address or something. Next, freebies. The goal is to work smarter, not harder. So you create it one time and then you let it do its magic, right? You give it time to compound over time. Don't just create a freebie. Oh, it's a week. It's not working. I guess I should just ditch it and make another one. No, you got to really take time to strategize and continue to market it over time. You can also create more than one freebie as long as, like I said, it has to be directly related to a program or service that you offer. And lastly, I recommend not exchanging time for money with your freebies. Here's what I mean. If a freebie is defined as a piece of content that is free, that they have access to when they exchange their personal contact information, technically a coaching session, a free 15-minute coaching session is a freebie. Technically a consultation would be a freebie because they have to give their email address to register for it, their name to register for it. I separate freebies from sales calls. I separate freebies from inquiry calls. When I'm talking about a freebie, I 10 out of 10 recommend you not exchanging time for money. So when you do a consultation or a coaching session, that is your time. Time is valuable. Time is money. That is your time. And amazing if you want to book sales calls, but that can't be repeated over time without you spending more time doing it. So I recommend coming up with a freebie that you can create once, you can create it with excellence, right? And you can let that work for you over time. And then once people download that freebie, then they have an opportunity to learn more about your services, book a sales call with you. That's what I recommend. Listen, you only have so many hours in a day. We only have a limited amount of time in our life, and we, odds are creating a business that will give us more freedom, right? And so you want to use that time wisely. You want to have sales calls with leads that are already qualified. And so it's a great strategy to use to help your freebie work for you and to work smarter, not harder. Okay. So now we're going to talk about some common freebie myths. Myth number 1, that you have to have a website in order to have a freebie. That is not true. That is a myth. You do not need a website to be a coach. You do not need a website to provide a service. With Flowdesk, which this is why I just will sing Flowdesk from the rooftops forevermore. You can create a landing page where if people go to www, you can set it up. If they go to www.anastasiajones.com, what comes up is this landing page and you can have the freebie right there. Hi, I'm Anastasia. I'm a personal brand architect. If you want to build a profitable personal brand that leaves a legacy, drop your deets below. I'll send you a 20-point checklist for how to start growing a profitable personal brand today. My friends, that is all you need to create a freebie and start growing your business. And from there, you can set up a workflow that will walk this customer through other ways that you can solve the pain point that they are experiencing. So, myth number 2, your freebie needs to be long and complicated. That is a myth. You don't need to have a freebie that takes you forever to create. Odds are you've already created content that has solved problems for people again and again and again. So get creative. Find ways that you can leverage old content to, create a new way of connecting with people. Sometimes it's not a problem of information. Sometimes it's just how you package it that resonates with people. Right? So perhaps you've already given a masterclass on ways to build healthy habits, unconventional ways to build healthy habits. Maybe you just take that masterclass that you recorded and you put it somewhere, you house it somewhere, and you offer it as a freebie. Or maybe you take the audio version of that same masterclass and people can listen to it as a freebie. Maybe you have a podcast and there's one episode that you record that is exclusive and you can only download it as a freebie. Get really creative. It doesn't have to be long and hard and complicated. It can be truly simple. And I'm going to dive into that a little more later, but that's a common myth that it has to be really long. It does not. Another myth, that the market is too oversaturated and that every freebie has already been created already. Total myth, right? You have a very unique way of working, of saying things. You have a unique blend of personal experiences, business experiences. You have different stories to tell. There is a reason why somebody would download your freebie instead of downloading mine. You have a different vibe, a different flavor. So that's why it's so important to put your personality into your freebies, because that's the thing that's going to shine through the most. And that's what's going to make people want to work with you. That's the point, right? So it is not oversaturated. There's always more room. And because there's always room for you, you belong here. We belong here, right? If we have passion and this purpose and this calling to create these things, so it is. Another myth is that you have to have clients before you can create freebies. So not true. In fact, I recommend starting an email list before you have a single client. I recommend starting an email list before you tell anyone what you sell or what you offer. Create that mug. Start it. that is the thing that I am so proud of myself. Like when I look back in 2015, my journey began as a blogger. I've always had an email list. I don't know where I learned it, who I learned it from, but I've always had one. And it's really, really served me, especially all the times that social media has gone down. And also it helps me connect with my people, right? I can create all sorts of things. And as my brand grows and evolves, these same people, they're my ride or dies, right? Like they're like, oh, a podcast, awesome. Oh, you're making merch now? Cool. Oh, yeah, I would love for you to help me copyright my website. Yeah, you're doing personal branding and you have this new offer. Let's do it. Oh, you're traveling to Israel. Now you're in Mexico. Cool. Yeah, let's work together. So it's changed over time, but when you create an email list of warm leads and people that vibe with you, that is the long game. And that is how you continue to support people and serve them in all these different evolutions of your personal brand, because trust me, it will evolve. Oh, another myth is that you can only have one freebie. And that is not true. I believe you can have as many freebies as you want, honey, as long as, number one, it directly relates to your product and service that you offer. I don't even know how many times I can say, I'll say it as many times as possible. It has to relate to your product or service. All right, that was the last myth. Now we're going to talk about common freebie mistakes. Then we're going to go into where to start. And I'm going to give you examples and strategies for where you can start creating a freebie if you don't have one, or if you have one and maybe you're not happy with it or you want to switch it up. I'm going to give you ideas for that. I'm going to give you some other things to keep in mind, and then I'm going to read a list that I created of 21 freebie ideas to get your juices flowing. So let's dive into these mistakes. Number one, your personality is nowhere to be found. We talked about this, but want to drive it home. You want people to feel like they're working with you, and you want them to catch your vibe, then determine if it's a match. So that's number one. Number two, freebies that are too general. A freebie should solve a very specific and pervasive problem. One example is like, maybe the problem is people don't know what to post on social media. They have pictures and that's great, but they have no idea what to write in the captions, and they want to create captions that will actually grow their business. So your freebie, 50 Instagram captions that will grow your business. That's it. And maybe you make it Mad Lib style and you have blanks where people can fill them in. Maybe they're not captions, maybe they're prompts. You can get creative with it, but that solves a very specific problem, and that problem is included in the title, right? So number three, creating freebies that you want to see, not the ones that your audience actually wants to see and will find most helpful. I see this mistake all the time, especially with newer coaches, because maybe they're not as acquainted with their clients' pain points quite yet, which is okay. I would say if that's the case for you, search SEO keywords and keyword phrases. So once you come up with popular SEO keyword phrases that are related to your niche, you can use those and come up with a freebie that you want to offer based on what people are already searching for. So if you're like, I have no idea what to search for, go to a keyword tool, type in whatever the niche is that you offer, look at all the SEO keyword phrases that come up, and get your ideas from there, ones that are low competition, high traffic. All right. The next one is creating freebies that lead your client nowhere. So a freebie should be the beginning of a journey. So you need to ask yourself, what happens after they download this freebie? Is there an email campaign they receive? Do they get emails that upsell them into other services that can really, really help them even more? Is there a product that is next in a natural progression of products and services? Like, So create a drip campaign. So like a series of emails that they receive after they receive your freebie. And these must add value. They must continue to add value even after the freebie has been downloaded, and then create an invitation for them to go deeper. Another mistake is not adding a draft of the freebie in your Google Drive or your Dropbox. You just never know when you'll need to edit and update that freebie. It could be months, years down the road, but be sure to save it as a PDF, sure, but also save the original file that you can edit. I have an Excel spreadsheet that has direct links to every single freebie that I've ever created and links to the draft of that freebie as well. Very, very important. Going all the way back to 2015, I have every single freebie I've ever made. Now, another mistake I see is not talking about your freebie enough. Talk about it all the time. Sing it from the rooftops. Make it so clearly available for people. It takes people a while and hearing the same thing over again to get to the point where they think of you without you even being there. And that's the goal with marketing in general. So talk about it. Keep talking about it. Offer it whenever you speak. Put it in your email signature. That's a huge piece of advice. Write that down right now. Like, put your freebie in your email signature. So no matter who you're emailing, who you're talking to, it's there and they can download it if it will serve them. Another mistake I see people make is not adding their freebie to Pinterest. Pinterest is a free search engine, people, and it is something that everybody, if you have a website, you should be using it. Even if you don't have a website, if you have services that are housed online anywhere, if you have a way for people to view your portfolio, if you have any link that people can go to connect with you and to buy from you, can go on Pinterest. And I 10 out of 10 recommend you get on Pinterest and let it work for you. I still get paid for an affiliate post I wrote maybe I think it was 2015. Free things to do in Savannah, Georgia with limited time and money. And I wrote a whole blog post and I embedded my Airbnb link all up in that blog post. And you guys, I still to this day receive credits from Airbnb for people that have read that post, seen the pin on Pinterest, read it, clicked on it. It's my affiliate link, so I get the kickbacks. Pinterest is the move. All right. Last mistake I include, that the client has to receive the freebie instantly. There cannot be any additional waiting. This has to happen fast for them. They have to get the quick win. The mistake I see is that something will be wrong somewhere where people have to wait longer than 10 seconds to receive their email. If somebody goes to your website and a pop-up comes up for your freebie and they put their information in and they don't immediately receive an email or access to that freebie, they're going to be frustrated. It's going to ruin the whole trust factor, right? You want to build the know, like, trust factor. And in order to build trust, you got to make good on that promise, baby. You got to deliver it ASAP. This is not the time to play hard to get. All right. So this is the part where I talk about where to start. And I'm going to give two different scenarios. If you're listening to this and you're like, what do I do? Like, how do I create a freebie? Where do I begin? I have two different options. I'm going to give two different tracks, if you will. The first I'm going to give is for an established coach or an established entrepreneur. The next is for someone that's just starting out. They're building their personal brand. They don't even have a website. I'm going to tell you where I recommend they begin. So first, I want to say, if you're an established coach or entrepreneur, you need to start by looking at your current offer suite. What products or services do you currently provide that you'd like to promote? Then make a list of those pain points that you can offer quick wins for. You could also look at frequently asked questions that your clients have. Maybe at the beginning sessions, clients are like, so what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Note all of those. Very important. So I'm going to give an example of a brand photographer, somebody that takes pictures for brands to use in their on their websites and any sort of assets that they have. One of the pain points that their clients typically have is, I have no idea how to pose for my pictures. And this is something that can actually stop people from signing up for a brand photo shoot. It's something that can keep them from buying this offer or service. They're like, I'm not photogenic. I have no idea what to do in front of a camera. I get so awkward, right? So your freebie can solve this problem and quickly. So if somebody's like, I don't know what to do in front of a camera, but they come across your freebie that says an ultimate guide for posing for brand photo shoots, or 20 poses that feel awkward but look incredible on camera. Or if this photographer is based in Austin, Texas, their freebie can say 30 poses you must try during your brand photo shoot in Austin, Texas. Because this freebie's title is also location specific, Google is going to scan the website. And when you come up and they go to your website, the first freebie they're going to see is going to make them feel so much ease and so much more comfortable, because it's going to address the very specific pain point they have that could stop them from booking the photo shoot with you. They're going to think, oh, this is so helpful. I had no idea what to do in front of a camera. These poses are so great. And what they're going to see are examples of your brand photography in the past. And they're going to know, oh my gosh, this person is so talented. I love their vibe. I love their style. Yes, yes, yes. So for you, you get the benefit of having a new lead pop up in your email. They get the benefit of having, 20, 30 poses that they didn't think of before that they can now use moving forward. All right. That's an example for a brand photographer that's an established service provider. If your brand's spanking new, first of all, congratulations about even thinking about a freebie and starting an email list. Seriously, bravo. Because this step people often forget, and the sooner the better. So for a new coach, I recommend make a signature offer that solves a problem for your clients that you're actually very excited to solve. If you've solved this for yourself or for anyone else ever, you are qualified to help somebody solve this. And your price point can be a reflection of your current level of expertise. So don't even worry about, I've only helped one person. Great. Awesome. You can help another person then. And then I would create a digital download or, record on Zoom, create a freebie that can be short, sweet, to the point, and create a landing page for it in Flowdesk. And so when people go to your Flowdesk landing page, they can sign up for your freebie. Then they can receive a link immediately that is to if you want to hack it together, a Google Drive folder. And people can view the video in the Google Drive, listen to the audio. And if you create a workbook, amazing. They can download the workbook there. But that's what I would do for a new coach. Then I would add the link to that landing page into my social media platforms. And that's a wrap. All right. Gosh, we have so much more to cover. Okay, keep in mind, freebies should be fun. Have fun with it. Say it in your way. Make it super unique, just like you. It's about quality, not quantity. They don't need to be long or complex. You can let it be easy. You're the expert. So it doesn't need to be hard. Don't put unnecessary pressure on yourself. It needs to be helpful. And it's like when a friend is telling you a story and they go on and on and on and on and on. And really, you just want them to give you the end. Right? You want them to just give you the point and then work backwards from there. It's kind of like that. Simplicity is very powerful, and you don't need to do an hour-long masterclass. It can truly be 15 minutes, short, sweet, to the point, power packed. That's the goal. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a PDF. It can be an audio. It can be a video. It can be a coupon code. It can be whatever you want. Bonus points if you incorporate affiliate links into your freebie. The key is that it has to be a win-win. It has to help your client and it has to help you. That's the goal of an affiliate link, right? Get creative with it, must be helpful. And the vibe of it is like, this is exactly what I use to get these results. You can use it too. All right. Here is a list of 21 freebie ideas that will get the juices flowing. Number 1, an ebook on a specific topic related to your niche. 2, a mini course or a workshop on a specific technique that you offer. Video series, guided meditation or visualization exercise, a checklist, a worksheet, downloadable calendar that you can print out or a planner. A private podcast episode, a quiz or assessment. This one is really fun and you need to try it. Facebook group, community where clients can get connected so they can get the Facebook community link once they offer their email address. A webinar or a downloadable guide or templates. Resource lists. This is another great way to build a freebie. Maybe you're not making anything from scratch. Maybe you're compiling useful information from multiple places on the internet and you're putting it in one place and attributing everybody that is involved, right? So maybe you're requesting permission to share. Maybe you're clicking links to news articles and books that can help with a specific topic. So maybe you're just compiling and collecting information. That's also valuable. You can do a challenge or a contest, a free email course, a white paper, a research report on a specific industry topic, downloadable audio recording of a coaching session so people can hear what it's like coaching with you, a downloadable guide that can help them become more successful in one way or another. A list of prompts. You can do a collection of advice that you create in collaboration with other creatives. You could do a discount code for your e-commerce store. So those are just some examples. I think it's even more than 21, but some examples you can create. A lot of these you can do. In fact, I think all of these you could do today. So you got this. Just go to Canva. Or if you don't want to use Canva, you can use Pages, you can use Word and just design it very simply. You can have a photo of yourself, you can include the outline, the text, and create a killer title, and you got it, right? Final thoughts. Freebies are just incredible ways to add value and increase the know, like, trust factor to generate leads. But they are most effective when incorporated into an entire brand strategy. So sure, freebies are free, but make no mistake, the goal is to ultimately grow your business, grow your income, make you more money by serving others first. That is the goal of a freebie. So if you're interested in working closely with a personal brand coach to develop your unique freebie strategy and generate warm leads and grow your business and grow your email list, visit my website, anastasiajones.com. I help clients create profitable and powerful personal brands. And if you need guidance in this, hit me up. I've got you. I also am a professional copywriter, and on any given month, I'm writing 6 to 8 websites for new coaches. So if you don't want to write your freebies or your email drip campaigns, I can help you with that as well. Visit the links in the show notes. I hope this has been so valuable for you. I've loved spending this time with you, debriefing on all things freebies. If you have any questions and if you want to connect, click the links in the show notes, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey friend, thanks for listening. I'm so happy you're here. If this episode helped you in any way, please take a screenshot, share it with a friend, post it to social media, and better yet, why don't you leave me a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening from. My desire is to activate as many creatives as possible. And if you are looking for additional support on your creative journey, you can always connect with me on Instagram at AnastasiaRJD. or visit the links in the show notes. We've got free resources to reignite your creativity and soul-centered ways that we can continue to work together. I'll see you again next week. Same time, same place.